Gentlemen of YouTube, and welcome to a traditional Kaldheim Best of 3 draft on MTG Arena with your host, Travis Semulin Sowers. Chat, say hello to YouTube. Pack 1, Pick 1 brings us decent card draw, which I like, but I don't reckon it's much better than Behold the Multiverse. I think I'm on Basalt Ravager here. It's really good in Giants. It's splashable in just about all of the green decks. You can usually get you a 2-for-1 off of it. I have often said that I'd like to default to a green pick, and I do like Rootless U, I just don't know that I can first pick it. Let's say it's pack 2 and I've got a Coma in the deck and a Linda. Sure, let's talk. But we want to try to take the card that's going to leave us the most open and go in the most decks, and I think the Ravager will do that. It's quite good in black-red, which I'm happy to play, and in blue-red, which I'm happy to play. And green-red. Like, it's also probably okay in red-white, I just don't want to play that. Now we got a bit of an interesting one. And that I've been very impressed with King Narfi's Betrayal. It's not a divination, you can't play it early, but it's super splashable, and it will give you value. The biggest challenge is blue-black isn't really a deck unless you have a Narfi. So this could sort of put us into something like blue-red Giants or blue-black strong individual cards. It would not be too difficult to splash Narfi's Betrayal off of the Treasure Divination in red, or maybe just a couple duels. And it's a very late game card, but if you can get to the late game and resolve it, it's pretty dang good. I would also play it if we get into green nonsense. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with this one. An uncommon was taken. It may very well have been the bear, so we could be getting cut. Let's look for a snowland here. There is one. Okie dokie. So we're getting a signal, a minor one, but someone doesn't want to play blue-red. The challenge for me is the Basalt Ravager better? God, I love Ravager and Aegir, and I want both of them. I also want this Behold the Multiverse. Can I just take 3 cards out of this pack and skip the next 2? The Ravager is certainly more open. Aegir's quite good. It is slightly more open to take the Ravager. I don't want to be slightly more open right now. I want to try to get into blue-red. If I can do that, we're set up. I could conceivably wheel the Cinderheart Giant. Probably not anything else. And then... Turner. What the heck am I supposed to take here? I guess Herald? And like be ready to shift into green-black nonsense? Yeah, Rise is not a card I particularly like. You can make it do some things. I'm not going to go for the pickaxe this early. I don't think it's unplayable. But this is a best of 3 draft, so you're not really looking to be quite that aggressive. I'll play green-black if it's open. I've somewhat said the draft doesn't actually start until pick 5, and that's when you begin to know what is actually open. And we're staring at a Maya, which is just absolutely cross-purposes with everything we've taken so far. Options here include, but are not limited to, take the Maya and try to go in a very different direction, take the U or the Troll and buckle down on we're going to do green something, or take the Sculptor and look to probably get into green-red. I think I'm willing to take the Maya. Like, I've said in all my videos that, like, the draft starts at pick 5. I have also had success with the pick in best of 3. I have not had any success taking it at pick 4. Like, it's certainly a playable card, but the archetype that wants it most is white-red. The other ones just kind of don't get into it. All right, so where does this put us? It may actually put us closer to white-red. The Braggart is interesting. The Champion is interesting. What's going on is we're getting mixed signals because I believe someone has gone into green nonsense, but doesn't want the white cards, which may mean we need to look at being white, red, splash green potentially, unless green is very open in the next pack. We could also consider I think I'm still going to take Provoke the Trolls. This is not a wonderful card, but if we can find our way into blue-red, we can do something with this. And Glittering Frost just kind of ties everything together, because now I'm thinking we might just play all of this. I also usually want one champion in my white decks, but I usually don't have to take it this early. If white's open, I'm going to end up with a champion whether I want it or not. All right, there's our second little signal. And it's time to really bunker down and think about this, because I'm kind of drafting two decks at once, and I need to hone in on one of them. Because we can try to get in on white-red equipment shenanigans, perhaps splashing a Maya, or we can just buckle down on green nonsense, splash everything. I think I'd rather get into nonsense, if I can. Yeah, this is at least a reasonable base of green. So what I'm thinking probably happens here is we end up being essentially teamer. Like probably a green-red base splashing for blue. And if I can make it work, maybe we fit these fellas in. If I can't, we'll deal with it. Green-black's still potentially a possibility. Yeah, this is where we would take a pick, and I'm not unhappy taking it here. We did wield a giant. So that's a bit of a scooch moment. If we ignore the Maya for a moment, most of this is castable. Especially if I'm looking to try to be green-red base. There's kind of a... Yeah, Coma's Faithful is actually quite nice too, but I'm never casting that. We are now a pick deck, with Seize the Spoils as an additional fixing possibility. Holy carp. I actually do want this in the sideboard. Because I think it almost looks like I know what I'm doing now. It was a late braggart. We could have gotten into white-red things. I've had a lot of fun with Master Scald and King Narfi's Betrayal. But I think the actual call here is to take the Glittering Frost. I also really want that Ice-Bind Pillar. It just neuters a couple of deck types. But if I can find this in like a couple card draw spells, or maybe just be red, I'm fine with that too. This guy looks okay. You guys have seen me pass this card, but like all of a sudden we're looking at like green-red by itself not actually looking that bad. I think it is mostly just a volcanic dragon. But it is also a volcanic dragon. Whew-wee. My green getting chonked. If green be chonked, are we adjusting yet again into blue-red? Because I very well might be. The problem with 5-color nonsense is I'm playing green because I get these two cards. These are not worth playing. I am going to take the best card. I'm pretty sure it's Lityara Kinseekers. So I think we're starting to maybe look towards this. And the green probably being out. Getting into blue makes the pick a little more likely to play, which means I can probably play King Narfi's Betrayal. Yes, we determined that white-red was actually what's open, and that's okay. Because now all of a sudden I'm looking at this Mistwalker and thinking, this looks pretty nice. And if I'm playing 2 Mistwalkers, I can probably play 1 pick. All right, so far I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 giants. Because I think blue-red's where we're supposed to be. And I think I can probably sneak in this Narfi's Betrayal off of spoils, pick, and maybe 1 late duel. I'm trying to decide what's more important to my strategy, and I think I need to give this card a try. Huggy Mob can get some work done. It's a big boy. I'd rather have a big giant, but I'll deal with it. Depart the Realm's okay, too. I don't love it. But we're kind of short interaction, aren't we? Yeah, fine. His love for me is like a truck. I'm kind of tempted by the Ruined Crown. But we're going to need filler 3 drops. This guy's just the definition of a filler 3 drop. I don't think we're looking to make a Ruined Crown deck. We would probably play 1 bind. Could do that. This is starting to shape up. And I think blue is open adjacent. I'm not showing any drop frames on my side, so I think the stream still be running. What a wild ride. I had no idea we'd actually end up in blue-red, but now looking back, I'm glad we took the Aegir. And now I wish I'd taken the Hoggy Mob. I'm not surprised that black-white is coming by too. Like, that's the worst color pair. But we've got a couple of smashing successes waiting for us. And I think I have enough flyers that I can play the pick. I think we've got enough giant slash changelings that we can make the Basalt Ravager probably be a shock. So it would take a lot for me to play this Scald, but I think given that we have 2 sagas which aren't terrible, it's probably the pick here. Because I'm going to have a treasure here, potentially treasure here. Just hack this for vault progress, I guess. I don't think I need a Harbinger. There's some possibility I would play that. Spirit's basically unplayable in draft from my perspective, Destiny. The 2/2 that makes Spirit... Oh, the Haggy Mob wield. That's great news. I have 0 interest in the Spirit. I would rather play the 2/1 Berserker in just about every deck I play. So Frostpyre is basically giving me a 2/5 and a giant body, which is relevant. I'm not going to play 2 Depart the Realms. I'm probably not going to get to Provoke the Trolls. So I don't know that it's actually ever going to draw us a card. I mean, in a dream world, we're going to get past 2 Doom Bolts. But I'm trying to decide if I'd rather have the Axe Guard or the Frostpyre. And I think I'd rather have the Frostpyre for now. I can probably find another Axe Guard. The Spirit's really, really bad in best of 3. We're playing best of 3. Y'all got to work with me here. I can explain why, or I can kind of keep my train of thought going here. This pack sucks. A lot. So here's the problem with the Spirit. If you cast it on turn 2 and then immediately follow it up by playing a 2 and a 1, the card's fine. I'd say it's actively good. If you top deck it later, it's awful. Yeah, I think I like the rune and put the rune on the pick or put it on something else. We'll see. We don't have any reason to be wanting snowlands currently, do we? I've already got one bind. One bind is about what I want. I'm trying to decide here if Mistwalker is better than Raven. Because the Mistwalker pairs a little bit better with the Basalt Ravager, but not really much else. I guess with Invasion of the Giants, too. Like, if you care about the 2 damage. There's some argument that Craven Hulk might be the pick, but I think we're going to be trying to beat people to death in the air with these Ravens. I don't want Run Amok. Most 2-drops are bad late, yes, and this is a format that's not, like, predicated on them. But compare it to the 2-1 Fisher Wizard guy. At least you can top deck that and cash in a land you don't want. I'm not saying that aggro doesn't exist in best of 3. I'm saying that everything exists in best of 3. So I'm not going to play aggro if I don't have to. If it's incredibly open and kind of getting shoved in my face, I'll play it. But I'd much rather play mid-range. I could sort of see playing 2 of these Cinderheart Giants. I got my Mistwalker anyway. That's good news. Can I afford to take this, or do I need that Mistwalker? Yeah, the duel's pretty handy and would give us some value here. I think I need the Mistwalker. I have to be able to stay alive. Well, yeah, the thing to understand about the Giant is that it's a combo with Seize the Spoils. Because you can discard it. I think I'm going to be pretty interested in Crush the Weak. That only kills our Berserker, and we don't even really want to play that. If it kills this, it's probably already done its job, so this seems like a great find. There's our answer to early aggression. I would be happy with another Kinseekers. Hold. We found the open lane. Would I rather play Axguard or Depart the Realm? I guess it doesn't matter. I'm taking the Axguard. But we'll have to determine which one we'd rather play. If somebody has a deck with Savala, I'd probably bring in more of these. I don't think I'm going to want any of this, but I do like this guy on the sideboard. I like Axguard a fair bit too. It's a 2-drop that... this is what I'm looking for. Again, compare this to the Spirit. It does something on turn 2, and later in the game it can threaten haste, which can scare the heck out of your opponent. The other one's threatening that you're crossing your fingers holding 2 lands, hoping you draw 2 action spells. I'm not about it. The pick gets better if I play more 2-drops, and do we want this? I think that's just a better Haggy Mob. I don't want any of this. I think I'd rather cut Depart the Realm. I'm wondering about the Arcanist, too. I'm not playing 3 Giants. I just... like somebody said, most 2-drops don't do anything late game, and they're right. So that's why I don't want to value ones that don't do anything late game. If I can find one that does something late game, like Shazam, we did at Reddit. So the question is, how good is King Narfi's Betrayal? Is it worth splashing? And if so, do we need to include a swamp? So let's take a look here. We don't want to play it until exceptionally late. Like this is a turn 6+ play. So where am I getting my sources from? We're going to get one source from the pick, one source from the dragon. Where does the other one come from? Seize the Spoils. I don't need any swamps. This is our late game card draw. Like, say we seize away a Cinderheart Giant. Why would we even bother with 881? I don't need to cast this until like turn 7. Like buying back our Dragon, our Ravager, our Aegir, even a Mistwalker to help block could be pretty amazing. The card here that's a little suspicious, I suppose, is the Frostpire Arcanist. What would we play over that? Because there's some argument that maybe it should just be a Harbinger. I mean, people play aggro decks. We could play that. It can carry a pick with a rune on it. It can potentially let us cast some of our spells a little earlier. It lives through Crush the Weak. I think this may be doing enough. Because I feel like I would like good blockers, but like putting that in a deck with the Craven Hulk is kind of like, what are you doing? Because I think if this has the potential of drawing me another spell, I'm interested. But let's just not get run over by the aggro players, and we're good to go. And I probably want to go a little heavier blue, which looks a bit counterintuitive. But I think we want to make sure we can cast these relatively early. And the blue kind of fixes for red if you think about it. I mean, I think the 2/5 could be fine. I'm just concerned about putting it in the same deck as a Craven Hulk. Yeah, but I don't need the double red until later. If you look at the stuff we're going to be looking to cast early, it's like probably the Harbinger, probably the Ravens, probably Behold the Multiverse. And like, I only really need the 2 red when we get here and here. And I should have it by then. What sleeves should we use, chat? Anybody think that if King Narfi's betrayal would have been underwhelming, it would have been much betrayal, so kind of flavor that is powerful? I'm not sure I get that. Fruitcake Elemental? I'm down with Fruitcake Elemental. It's kind of a giant. The puppers are a good choice, too. All right, let us stream raid and then launch into this battle. I am a wizard and I am made of butter. Yak with the kills, Spoiler with the assists, rewards for Yo-Yo, Adam, and Orcish. Guess we'll go for the question mark. It could be anything. It could even be a boat. I will tank them, you will spank them. Thank you for coming to my WoW talk. All right, let's see if we got anything here. If the betrayal was bad, it would be a betrayal to the player, hence the flavor. I can get that. Because everything is a sandwich, yes. The stream and the video recordings are running better now that I got rid of the soundtrack by Twitch add-on. I think that was just not good. Just not good. All right. This hand has a plan. They tell me 2 drop into pick is good. We're gonna see about that. I wouldn't mind another land. Then we could give this guy haste and attack. Oh, that kind of sucks. There's no way they're letting me connect with this pick. This will only work if they have literal nothing in hand. And we still need to rip a land off the top. But I suspect that this guy's going to die. And this pick will just sit here and never get equipped. Because there is functionally no way they're going to let this connect. Oh, but the pick is fixing, right, chat? It's fixing and ramp. It's so good. I shouldn't provoke the trolls. Bonk. So it's impossible for us to lose from here is what you're saying? Where is your treasure now? That's aggressive. I'd rather provoke that after they equip it. Not planning on it, no. Thank you, Herb. Glad to have you here, bud. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, I was using that. What is that on? It's on this fella. Damage that would be dealt to creatures you control is dealt to it instead. Okay, we're gonna have to block. Because I ain't racing that life link. Put it on that fella again. Okay. So I think I have to take the damage from the courser. Unless I just want to kill that. And then attack in and betray. Because I can get rid of both of their creatures, but it doesn't matter, one's coming back. So I could just provoke this, let it kill that, take two, and then see what we get. Challenge is I really need flying stuff. I think this is the right call, but it's kind of scary. Okay, so we can kill this, then betrayal. So what are they getting back? I kind of need to betrayal this turn. which I can do. So they're probably getting back the Valkyrie. So whatever they don't get, I can get the other one. I can get the other flyer. I'd really like to take their Valkyrie. I wonder if there's a world where they get the 3-1. I hope there is. I'm just giving them better options if I cast this turn. I think I'm supposed to cast it the turn after they reanimate. Because if I mill them for 4, I guess I'm getting the best thing they have this way and denying them what they want. So worst case scenario, I'm getting the 3-2. Best case scenario, I mill something better from them and just take that. Yeah, taking this Valkyrie and this Raven seems like I'm going to be in pretty decent shape. Because whatever they get back to fly, I can just play both of those. Because, like, that's the worst option for them, I think. I'm not entirely sure. They're going to be able to boast and make this essentially something I have to block, but I'm kind of okay with that. I even get to look first and then decide which of these I'd like to cast. I don't need lands. I'm not entirely convinced that Aegir is my jam here. We're going to have to play one of the 3 drops to block. I also like the idea of having something on the ground to block this fella. I don't think I can cast it for the alternate cost, can I? I can. Neat. Let's do that. That means I could get Aegir in play this turn too if they take this. I can't foretell this though, but I can do this. That gives me a flying blocker. I guess I'm a little safer with the Mistwalker, so I have 2 flying blockers. But I mean, I'm essentially chumping that, so it's going to get 4 toughness. I'm not going to be able to kill it with that. I don't know how safe the Mistwalker is, though. I think this is the call. Because I don't think they can kill me with that and get the blocker out of the way. And it means if they're throwing this in, I'm going to draw cards and then be able to crack back for lethal. Yeah, that was the Anthem boost, not the Tapper boost. So what the heck is going on here? This is black-white, just good cards. Which is probably the archetype you want for black-white, not the silly double spell mess. Crush the Weak is looking pretty good. The bounce spell may actually be useful here too. Because if they're going to go through a bunch of hoops to ascend stuff, I might want that more than a Hulk on the draw. Because I think we're very interested in things that can block. Not so interested in things that can't block. Yeah, if it's something you're looking to do exceptionally late, it's pretty reasonable. We could put the Scald in. No, the Scald doesn't go in this. That goes against somebody that's trying to be grindy. We could even consider Dogged Pursuit in some matchups. Does have potential. This have good potential. So I want one of these here harbingers with the idea that I can just do the thing. No, I don't. If they had a creature down already, I might. There's a decent chance we're just playing Mistwalker next turn. We put in a Harbinger because there's people that play aggro decks. Makes me sad, but that is the way the world works these days. I guess they probably gonna bind our first 6 plays anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. I was using that. I mean, what are they getting back? A 3/2 flyer? I'm not too worried about a 3/2 flyer. We just need a land and we in business. I probably have to run out the Harbinger next turn, so we've got Provoke the Trolls up. Okay, I'm starting to worry a little bit about the 2 of them. But perhaps Agar is my jam. Because they can begin connecting for damage here in a minute. Top is bloody terrifying. It's not scary. But, I mean, it's not like we're playing the pick as a mana source. We're just getting unlucky with our draws. Our opponent's on 6 mana and we're on 3. That sucks. But that ain't the pick's fault. There will eventually come a point, if we aren't just dead now, essentially and into garbage time, where we're going to draw nothing but lands, and we need to be prepared for that. So they're going to be able to get back one of the top 3 cards, potentially. That's a little worrisome. But they ain't getting back none of them. Alright. Would they pick this one? Okay. Alright, we hit the land. We can finally do the thing. So all damage dealt to anything is dealt to that one. So I got 3 giants, but that ain't good enough. I think what we're looking for here is just something that can block in the air right now. And that's this little fella. Because currently they're reanimating nothing. We do currently now have 4 wizards, but we don't want to kill this yet. It is not yet worthy. So where's the damage going her? It's just them gaining some life. That's fine. This seems alright to me. Now, this is only when it attacks, right? Or becomes the target of a spell. I don't think I need this out, but I don't see a compelling reason not to play it. This is probably going to get pacified, so I do want to like consider this treasure as valuable. No, I suppose if it gets pacified, then it's okay. We don't need it for the ramp, we need it for the fixing. You want that dead? I am happy to oblige. Dang it, Bobby. If I've already terminated it, why not just cast my Raven? I can't think of a reason not to. No, thank you. We got 3 dragons and 3 birds. They got anything good in there? They really don't. Do I got anything good in here? I kind of do. Like, that giant's looking pretty good. I still think I might be interested in it next turn, because there's a chance they're looking to untap and bolt my Durgan. We'll give it one more turn. Because, like, they're going to have to get something in the graveyard, or they're not going to get any value off their own Reanimator spell. They probably want to get the Scald in the graveyard, but they're currently not able to do that. That might be interesting later. But I'm kind of digging here, attacking with these two, seeing if they block with Freya, and then just reanimating it.
Dargan.
Dargans are cool. They want to go that way, that's fine too. I'll just get your Scald and use it to get my Saga back. They're likely to get back a 2/2 flyer here. That's pretty amazing for us. We're at 11, they're at 7. Nothing you can really do about it. Spam. I mean, we have an emote for it. That's about all one can do. I am going to stream the tournament on a delay. But for like ladder place, ghosting is against the Twitch TOS. So you're technically breaking the rules. Now all you need to do is attack with that Freya to gain you some life. Use they if you don't mind. Oh, come on! I was gonna wipe your board. It's gonna be good. Thank you very much for that resub, Bice. I don't think we saw enough cats spammed for that. Personally, I think we need to do more. We're in the middle of a subscriber drive. That is not nearly enough cats. Y'all show me some cats. More cats. More cats. More. More! Should probably have done Stream Raiders there, huh? Let's see if we can actually fit that in. Well, you get to hear me laugh when you subscribe, too. We gotta kill these lightning people. And somebody's got a Dorito bomber, I guess. It was a name I made up when I played EverQuest. Everybody was running around, because in EverQuest, it was like World of Warcraft, for those of you that aren't 200 years old, but you had a first name and a last name. And everybody was on a role-playing server, and they had these fancy names that were like you'd see somebody running around and their name would take up most of the screen. So I just picked a name that I thought sounded like fantasy-ish, and then my last name was Jones. So I just named my EverQuest character Semulin Jones and thought it was hilarious. And then just kind of used that as my screen name for everything else. Boom with the kills, Wizard with the assist, rewards for Orcish Dom and Wee Wizard. I just thought it sounded funny. Was all. Alright, I'll tank, y'all spank. That seems to be the rule today. Alright. Challenge accepted. Yeah, I knew it was a Welsh name. So I guess technically it would have been fine for a fantasy game, right? Nice, Kenny. That's a rough opener. That's a real rough opener. Let's keep. No, because their language is impossible to pronounce. Unless you're Welsh. I had a buddy that was Welsh I used to play Commander with. He was actually happy because everybody else was like, oh, you're from England. And he'd get irritated. I was like, dude, that's a Welsh accent. And they were like, oh, you're so worldly and smart. I was like, just watch Torchwood. Yeah, Archie. That's the one. Everybody else was like, he's from England. He's like, well, I live in England. I was like, that's not an English accent, my dudes. You can see how good the Cinderheart Giants and the Narfi's Betrayal are here. I think that's Welsh for Greensboro. So you just say it as Greensboro. And then you know. We're going to get run amok here. And then we're going to lose the game. And we're going to dig through our sideboard and look for options that probably include getting King Narfi's Betrayal the heck out of here. As well as the Hulk. Observe as we are annihilated. They certainly do. And I can't recognize all of them. But I watched a ton of Torchwood. And I can recognize that one. So against this deck, we do not want Hulk. We probably do not want our splash. There may be cards that we're interested in splashing for, but that isn't one of them. We do want a Pillarfield Ox. We still kind of need the 2 giants, because we're going to have to get bigger than them at some point. I'm thinking Mists of Liara may be what we want. Reed Snake, thank you for the resub, my friend. No one likes English imperialism. No one likes imperialism. Kind of is what she is. I think I like the Mist too. Let us spam some cats, or if you like, snakes, if you got them. Thank you very much, Reed. Do I have any snakes? The one I thought was a snake was a Dargan. I don't know if we actually have any snakes. Because the new PogChamp is actually a Dargan. Which is... Oh! No, that's a frog. Yeah, none of these are snakes. There's a serious lack of snakes here. But you know what? These are close, except for that guy. Maybe he's... I don't know. I don't know what his jam is. That one was right under the hype emote. So I think I got that one by mistake. All right, let's try this again. I can't keep a hand like that now that we know what we're up against. Gabby has some snakes, doesn't she? Ambush Viper emotes. Okay, we're going to try this, but we're a little uncomfortable about it. Because I'm likely to be Rune of Flighting a land, which is not what I wanted to do. I'm likely to need to bind that, but I think I can take one more turn before I decide. If there's an island on top, I'm going to feel very smart. If there isn't, I'm going to feel very stupid. Because the Raven cannot block it next turn. And now I feel very stupid. But we're still gonna try. I can give the Raven flying with the Rune of Flight. So we've got that going for us. I can't block, but they also can't really connect for 3. I wonder if the pup is secretly a red-green card. It would certainly carry a pick well, so I'd thought of it as red-white. That could get some work done. Find the monster may be pretty useless if we keep taking this much damage. Because I really need to hit something that does something here, and I can't. We do have a flying bird now, though, so we've got that going for us. Oh, God. A muck has been called. It's rough to know that you're dead. If there's a land on top, untapped land, we might be able to do something here. But I have to hit an untapped land now. That is not good enough by a lot. I think we got a little unlucky with our land draws. Like, again, we're playing 17. It's not like I'm trying to cheat. But this is a deck that just doesn't give you enough time. Alright, so we're on Mistwalker, Chomp. No, we're on Mistwalker, Block, take 2. They have nothing. Top deck Ravager, kill an X1. Probably done. And they're just dead to run amok. But there's some games you can't do anything about that with. We've had a couple 3-0s today. I am sad that this will not be one of them. Ravager's still a decent play here. So we're gonna cast that. We'll kill the 2-1 and block that. It did miss lethal and I couldn't even punish it. But like, it's important to note as you're playing through Magic games, there's some where you have control over what's happening and some where you're just playing Candyland. Now, I'm a big proponent for mulliganing as little as possible in Limited. Now, if we have a time machine, ideally we have better things to do with it than go back 5 minutes and tell me to click mulligan. But looking back, that was an easy mull. So was the first one. Basically, against any deck that's playing Run Amok, you have to assume that your first 2 plays are dead, and you're at 10. Which can make Run Amok a very powerful magical card. Neat. Behold. The multiverse. They did it. They did the thing. I don't really have a favorite color in Magic. I play Draft, so like I'm interested in whatever the open color is. That was the dream curve for this Clarion Spirit. And it's getting in 2 points of damage. I do kind of just want to kill it. But I feel like Aegir takes care of a lot of my problems here, and if I'm going to kill it, I may as well draw a card next turn. I have a favorite Magic card, I have a favorite Magic art, I have a favorite Magic flavor text. I don't really have a favorite color. That name again is Mr. Plow. There's a possibility that that is what needs to be provoked. Which makes me sad that I can't draw a card, but I'm also sad that this isn't Doombolt or whatever. And we can draw cards with other things. Look at that flavor. If they've got Wings of the Cosmos, I'm dead on the spot. Huh. Wallet Inspector, thank you very much for the resub. Y'all spam some cats for not the Wallet Inspector. Thank you very much, my friend. Ermagerd. A Bergsturter. No thanks. I don't really need the pick either right now. It was mostly here to enable a splash, and I've already got my splash mana. I'd obviously much rather play the Narfi's Betrayal after I've attacked with the Giant, because my suspicion is they'll block something with it, we'll draw cards, and then, I mean, we can get it or the Dragon, plus whatever they've played. Because you can't plow. We can't take a plow. Sadly. I was using that. I don't think I want to go for the blind mill. Because if they attack here and I can get a trade, I'm really happy about it. All right, Narfi, let's betray them. So do we want a dragon, or do we... Oh, I guess we have to take the dragon from our side. And then may as well take the 3/3 fly or 3/2 flyer from theirs. I could take the Bergsturter. I'm gonna need stuff to block on the ground too. Bergsturter's not that bad. Because we're going to take a chunk from that amuleted giant and then hopefully be back in business. I think the dragon's probably how we win if they can't kill it. No, we won't be able to value the Bergsturter. But we get a free 4/4. I like 4/4s. We can haste our dragon. That's pretty good. I like that too. This scries 2 when I play it. Because finding another one of those big giants would be nice. I'm interested in that. But I'm probably more interested in just having this on the board. Why did it think I needed to use my treasure for that? Tapping any of this doesn't matter. It doesn't stay tapped. Oh, because I only have 4 lands. Duh. I literally brought this back to block that. I mill out first. Like, it could come to that. What does Crush the Weak do? Is that good here? Like, I can draw a giant and deal 2 damage. I don't think that matters that much. It seems like Crush the Weak might be pretty good, though. I think I would like that. I'm trying to decide if a random card is better than the scry off of this. But that means we probably don't want to run this guy out right now. But we'll just chillax for a minute. I got nowhere to be. Let me know how that goes, Band Geek. I'm quite interested in that. I guess I get both, so why worry about it? This is an instant, right? No, it's a sorcery. So if we're going to do it, we have to do it now. I wonder what they might block this cavalry with. Ideally, they don't have a counterspell. That'd be swell, but they probably just block it with the Ox. Nice. That's good news. That's really good news. It would appear they did not. Dang it, Bobby. How am I supposed to kill him? That's huge hype. I'm a big space exploration fan. This does actually get me through some damage. This looks a little ridiculous, but I think it's worth it. But we can slowly, ever so slowly, start to chew through this junk. Nope, we're not chewing through this junk. Not without a giant. We do in the size board, not in the main board. I don't know that swinging with both actually does anything here. I also don't think I'm realistically racing that. Because we're trading 3 for 4 and they're starting with a higher life total. Ravager deals 2 damage. I mean, it's enough to take this thing out. Thing is, I may have to still sit back and block with the giant, but I kind of can't sit back and block with the giant. It deals 3. So maybe we could trick him into blocking a Kinseekers? But I still can't target the Guardian, so it doesn't matter. I feel like I almost have to block, but I'm concerned that I have to win the game in 5 turns, and I kind of can't. Like, I'm not going to draw an answer for this because it's hexproof. There's nothing I can do about it. It's got vigilance, so I can't, like, I really can't race it. I suppose that means the only option I have is to try to use the Ravager to deal extra damage at the end. Because they're going to go up to 15, we chonk for 7. I may actually be able to race it with this Ravager going face. That might almost be enough to do it. It just, like, they've already played Akaya's Onslaught. It's an uncommon. They could have 2. We've got to decide what we're playing around here. Because it's 1 off from lethal. If I draw another Changeling or Giant, it's lethal. You just go to the edge. Oh god, please tap the Mistwalker. Oh, I don't think I can race it now. Now I virtually have to chomp. It's kind of a bad attack, I think. I'm certainly blocking that. I think I have to chomp this. Because I'm dead to it next turn if I don't. I think I have a Raven left. Yeah, I've got a Raven left. So Raven would buy me another chump block, but I still don't know that that necessarily races this. Like, we know what we're drawing from here. We're drawing land, land, pick. God, it almost still might, but they're at 18. It's so much life to play with. And they're still 5 cards ahead of me. That life gain is impossible to race. I do not have more Berserkers. We're not going to draw anything that makes it better. We're back to the Ravager dealing 3, and I don't think that's enough. Because they can gain up to 6 here, and we're on our last turn. Now, I can sneak in an extra point off of this Giant, especially if they're lazy and don't attack with that. We just need to do the math and see if this is it. 8, 9, 10, 11. It isn't. So playing these cards is just showing them that I have them and not actually helping us. And drawing the land functionally doesn't do anything. Eight, 9, 10, 11. I'm not missing anything, right? I've got 2 Giants, 2 Wizards, 2 Berserkers. That's just one hell of a combo. That's a combo I can't beat. I wonder if this was the secret to blue-white all along, because that's frankly just impressive. This deck is just packed with so much life gain, it's difficult to race. And once you get a Giant's Amulet on the, like, no one's beating a Hexproof 4/7 Lifelink Vigilance Flying. That's absurd. So what do we have that can actually answer that? Smashing Success is an option, as it can get rid of the artifact, which is the real issue. So I think I'm interested in that. Depart the Realm could also stop these shenanigans. So I think I'm interested in that. This is not doing anything. I also don't feel super interested in Craven Hulk. So I think we're getting closer to something like this. There's an argument to bring in the Scald. Yeah, I think Smashing and Depart are pretty reasonable. I have brought in Dogged Pursuit against very dirtily decks. I think on the play I don't want to do that, but I may actually consider it on the draw, because they're doing some dirtling. They're looking to assemble the combo. They're looking to stall, gain enough life, and then put those 3 cards together, and then once they have them, they've done the thing. All right, that's a pretty good start. That's pretty awesome, Band Geek. I'd forgotten that was happening today. They're thinking about that one pretty hard. I approve. We can give our Raven flying. I think we're probably favored here. I'm not likely to get a curve like that very often. We only have the one cavalry, so we had a very aggressive draw. Yeah, we don't know that they have a Wrath, and we saw most of their deck, so I'm not going to play around a Wrath. I think I have the tools that I need. We can stream raid while I'm thinking about it. I don't want to hold y'all hostage too long. It's a blocker out of the way. And if I can tap that stupid cat before they get their combo assembled, then I'm not as scared of the combo. So I think Bind's still worth it. If they're going to kill me, it's going to be with early flying pressure. But I think this is actually where I want it. I think this is actually where I want it. I mean, Teamfight Tactics and Dota Underlords is basically the same type of game, Silva. You place your units and then you let them battle. This is just kind of like an auto battler that we're all playing together, right? And it's non-competitive. Although there is a competitive version of this, you can do the versus stuff. You can play this with other streamers too. Plenty of other people do this. MTG Nerd Girl was in her earlier. I think she does this. I've seen some of her skins. Adam with the kills, me with the assists. Rewards for Miklas Widdit, Pater, Mooch, and Yak. I think it's just a nice distraction from Magic every little bit. Yeah, John does too. Hunter does. A lot of the people that I raid do. Mia, Meemaw the Geeky Granny. That's Rocket Meeple. Well, that's a rough start. It's an incredibly rough start. That one may have to go back. I hate mulliganing. But I don't think I can. I don't think there's any realistic expectation that that hand's going to get there. This has a shot. I'm saying there's a chance. I can't remember if we have any shuffle effects or not. I don't actually think we do. God, that means I have to send back a mountain. It's bloody crazy. So if I send this back and flood out, I'm going to lose. If I send the mountain back and flood out, we can actually play Magic. My Raven brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, pretty good. Brings all the boys to the Jarl. Behold! The multiverse of ways this giant is going to kill you? What you looking to do? Block me with that? I don't think I want that to happen. Is this getting pretty close to you just being dead? I like that. So unless they actually do have the Doom Scar, it's going to be tough for him to recover from here. And we didn't see that in 3 games, so I ain't anticipating a Doom Scar from them. I'll take it. Our loss was to just terrible mana screw, and I don't think there's much you could do about that. And I don't think like agonizing over those is a big deal. I think as long as you're consistently hitting 2-1s and you can spike a 3-0 a couple times a day, you're probably good to go. And that's exactly what we've done. We spiked a few 3-0s today. We had some 0-3s yesterday. I didn't like that as much, but I do feel like I have a much firmer grasp on what's happening with Kaldheim. So that's going to do it for the YouTube draft. Chat, do not worry. There is more stream to be had. We've still got about 2 hours of stream time to go, so we'll be doing some more drafts. But do say goodbye to YouTube. YouTubers, if you'd like to watch the drafting live, and I'd encourage you to do so. You can hang out with cool people. You can play Stream Raiders. You can ask questions. It's a lot of fun. You can do that at twitch.tv/Semulin. All right, we'll see you next time, YouTube. Thanks for watching.